So, good morning everyone. It's beautiful Sunday morning and very cold here in Melbourne, but we've had a great week. I even managed to get up to the snow. Anyway, so I wanted to let you all know about a recent interview I did with Iris Koh from Healing the Divide in Singapore. She is an accidental activist, and she is literally a one-woman army. So she's been prosecuted in Singapore. Not that many people will know, but Singapore actually has no jab, go to jail laws, which are very concerning that they perhaps will use this in the next round. So I'm going to have to be kind of cryptic here because I don't want to trigger any key words that might get this blocked. I mean, it's so crazy, really. You know, there's all these keywords you can't use. And if you use them, all of a sudden, your content gets taken down. So Iris is such a fighter, and she's not just, letting it all slide. She's actually going on the offensive as well, and suing people who have called her a killer because she stood up against the mandates and a danger to society. That's what they've labelled her. But she is also being prosecuted for some ridiculous crimes. We will go through that in the interview. I wouldn't even call them crimes. What they really are is just loopholes in the law where they are just going to take her and try and put her in jail. Things like, for example, in her Telegram group, she told people to contact the Ministry of Health if they wanted more information about the JAB. And of course, because she used the word flood, because I think that's exactly how she felt when she was flooded with 1,000 messages requesting help and assistance, that somehow that constituted bringing her to court, and under criminal charges they could actually see her go to jail. So Singapore, people don't know, is an important, I guess you could call it, chess piece in this whole New World Order. And so if you want to watch that, I'm going to put the link down in the description. Have a look, but it's all kind of tying in together to a lot of other things that are happening in the world right now. I'm very concerned by what's happened to Hannah Thomas, who was, they call it a protest, and this is the thing. It wasn't actually a protest. So in Sydney, you're not really allowed to protest. What you can do is you can have a public gathering, and I actually attended one myself while in Sydney last month, where what happens is you might get about 50 or so people attend, and so the police actually came along to our public meeting, and they broke it apart and took away one of the organisers under some charge of, I think he had some sort of altercation with his father by text message, and they used it as an excuse to arrest him under handcuffs. Now with Hannah, I have no doubt that the police instigated it, and their media are going to slur her with things like that she's a Greens activist, that she's woke, but if you actually go to her profile, go down and visit her on Instagram, you'll see that she is a beautiful, articulate young woman, but also a lawyer, and she stood against the Prime Minister at the Albanese in his electorate, and I think she got quite a number of votes. It's hard to tell because the AEC doesn't seem to put the results there anymore, but she is quite a popular person, and certainly everyone is going to know her name after this and the case of police brutality. We can't let it slide. It doesn't matter whether you're left or you're right. It is it's not even a right to protest. It's certainly a right to just turn up in public and speak. So I actually was quite concerned after the public gathering that I went to outside Government House and what I witnessed there, and that I actually wrote to a friend and said I wasn't sure at that time whether I should just jump on the first train back to Melbourne or stay on to the morning train. As it was, I did end up just getting the morning train, but that was the state that I felt after witnessing what I did at the hands of New South Wales Police, and it truly is unacceptable in a, well, we used to think free country like Australia, what is happening here. Anyway, have a nice day everyone. Do check out the interview, and I will be putting out an article later today around, you know, the current events, how it all ties into the interview with Iris, what's happening with the MAHA double cross, and so do check that out on uncensoredwisdom.com. I will hopefully get it out by the end of today. See ya!
The interception is an abomination, but what's even worse is that the Madeleine ever had to set sail in the first place. Civilians shouldn't have to sail across the ocean to deliver aid. Ordinary people shouldn't have to deliver medicine to war zones. It shouldn't be up to us to stop the blockade. 22-year-old activists shouldn't have to risk their young lives to give baby formula to starving children. If we had governments and leaders with even a flicker of humanity, then none of this would have to happen. If people like Anthony Albanese...
Thomas. She's running against the PM in the seat of Grainler. Albo's held the seat since 1996. This was Hannah at the time. She's also going up against these guys. She's the youngest candidate in Grainler, so we thought we'd follow her for a day to find out what it's like to enter the world of politics.
Hello, my name is Hannah. I'm the Greens candidate for Grainler.
Just under 8% of all federal parliamentarians are aged under 40, but that doesn't match up with the Australian population. There's a new generation of candidates coming through this election, so what's it like to run against the Prime Minister?
It's an insane thing to be doing, but it's also extremely exciting. I moved to this country as an international student in 2009. I'm an immigrant. If you had told me then that I would be running against the Prime Minister, there's no chance I would have believed you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That happens all the time.
Is it strange having people recognise you?
It's so weird, and it's funny because I'm a nobody, and so one of the advice that I got was wear your core flute outfit a lot.
The same as people of this country, and that's not to be a corporation. Oh, anyway. One, two, three, 4 of them.
Put your thumbs on, sir. We're going for a walk back to the car. First name? Anthony.
Carter, what's happening?
Would you like her to take the camera?
Do you want her to take camera?
Look at that focus, mate. Thumbs on, let's go.
Daddy focus, mate. Come on, we're going.
What's this about? What's this about? What's this about? Where's the warrant? Have you got a warrant? Where's the warrant? Have you got a warrant?
Grab him.
Have you got a warrant? Yeah? Mate, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Get a fucking job. You are outrageous. Stop.